1 mana, 1/1, 2 tap, second artifact or a land, draw a card. Meh. Beamstone Beatstick. Or the Phoenix. The Phoenix just busted, right? Or has potential. 2/2 flying for 2. It cannot block. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control deals damage to an opponent or battle, you may pay red. If you do, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until end of turn. I mean, there is a lot of exile effect, I guess, in standard. And the fact that it doesn't have haste in the first place feels a little bad. Maybe it'll be better in other formats than standard. I will die to Phoenix lots. You're not impressed? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have haste, it doesn't block. Lots of exile effects. Corpse Appraiser is a thing. Maybe it'll be better in... It seems nice almost in, like it'd be good like in Control Mirror's counter burn. Is this 90/99? Just discard it to draw discard and then you bring it back. You bold. There's not much good phase burn, you know. There's just enough, right? It's nice to target them with the shock you get to scry. Nice with Harvester. There's a few like ways to loot it. It's nice with Fable, right? You can loot them away. Just an aggressive, like mono red aggro is for Fable and maybe Voldaren Epicure, or maybe it's too much setup to make that card good. Maybe just Fable. There's play with Fire and Stoke. Stoke the Flames. Doesn't trigger from Creeping Chill. What about in Pioneer? Same deal, kind of. You're not burning face with Fable, and you can play that. People are playing red black aggro with Fable and Blood Ties in standards. Good in Phoenix, is it? Is it good in Phoenix? No puns intended. We're playing this over Eidolon and Pioneer. No, I mean you need to abuse both sides to like discard and be aggressive deck and have burn. Nah. I don't know. You have some good 2-drops as red already, right? Ronom or whatever. Felden's King. Felden is like decent. Adversary is decent. Yeah, it's pretty much only good if you go like turn 3 Fable, turn 4 discard it, burn you, bring it back. Kind of cute. Turn 2. Maybe when Corpse Appraiser rotates. Does Corpse Appraiser rotate with Fable, or I guess Fable rotates, so it'll be worse without Fable. Burning Sun's Fury, 2 mana, blah blah blah. Oh, 6 mana Chandra is pretty good, right? 6 mana Chandra, 5 loyalty. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn. So pretty busted passive. Plus to add 2 mana, so you can even play spells the turn you play it. +1, exile the top 5 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast an instant and sorcery spell. An instant. Okay, just one. Or as an exile cards. So you play it, you +1. Turn up. I mean, it's super powerful. Chandra's Hope Beacon deals exile you up to 2 targets. Wow, and it protects. Wow, it does like everything. Card advantage, removal, mana. Corpse Appraisal rotates with Fable. Chandra into double go for the throat. Yeah, what about standards? Would you play that over like a serpent? What are 6 mana spells people play? Serpent seems like a better card in like Grixis, right? Would you play that in like the Jeskai control deck? Doesn't work with Memory Deluge. Works with Impulse. In standard, the -4/-4 proliferate cards. Yeah, you play some 6 mana Planeswalker, the Wanderer Archangel. It's good with Impulse, it's good with Go for the Throat. It's good with Lightning Strike, -4/-4. Proliferate sounds kind of nasty. What is the Serpent? A 6-mana artifact that makes you draw, discard, haste. Is this better than like a Warden, Sanctuary Warden? Sanctuary Warden, you get a 5/5 flying, you draw a card, you get a 1/1. Also snowballs, but it impacts. I don't know, this card just seems fine, I guess. I don't know. Just good 6-drop. It does win the game kind of fast, right? If you have an impulse or burn spell or removal that somehow you get 2 creatures and then it goes up to 7, and you might find card seems really, really good. That's a real good finisher if you're willing to invest 6 mana. She doesn't, how do you say, elle fait pas semblant. She's not pretending. She's not pretending. I'm gonna try Khenra for sure with like big score. Cutting big score is a big game, yeah. Burn deck? I don't think it's a card for burn deck. It's for like mid-range deck, control deck. Aloezy. Thanks for a gifted sub. To a beautiful, beautiful soul. What's up, Steve? I'm insulating myself from any stream and decide to ban me. And you think Steve can be bought for Solil? Alright, City on Fire, 8 mana, Convoke, Enchantment. If you source you control would deal damage to a perennial player, it deals triple that damage. Next, right? Coming in hot, a red. Target creature gains +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turns, cry 1. Is that a reprint? I used to think +1/+0 first strike was a good trick in the base set, and this one gets us cry 1. I like these cards in limited. Can be good sideboard cards maybe if you once you've seen people don't have too many tricks to wreck you. Chandra plus City on Fire equals 21 damage. What? Etali, 7 mana, Primal Conqueror. 7/7 trample for 7 mana. When Etali enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among the non-land card exiled this way without paying their mana cost. So you flip the top of your deck and the flop of their deck and you get 2 spells, potentially. Is that good? Funny transmog targets. Meh. I mean, you're just going to hit random stuff that you might not even be able to cast. You always get 2 spells, but it might be like a spell that doesn't do enough anything. And then what does it transform into? 11/11 trample indestructible. deals combat damage to a player, they get that many poison counter, so they one-shot people. More Etalis that you double flip. What? Not OG Etali was never played. I lost a ridiculous game to Etali though. I think it was a limited game or construct. I was like, I couldn't possibly lose. And they played Italian hit like something obscene. Does anyone remember that? Maybe we even have the clip still somewhere. No. Okay. All right, let's move on. Fearless Call, 5 mana, double strike. No. No. 5/5 haste, mountain cycling, no. Ooh, a raid. April THC, thanks for the raid. Welcome everyone. We're doing a set review for Constructed. Not too much. It's very exciting so far. We literally didn't have a single black card we were excited about, I think. Not a ton so far. Few good cards, but where were we? Furnace Reins. What, that sounds like a Fredden. 3 mana sorcery. Gain control of target creature on the line of turn. On top that creature. Say, you get a treasure token. That's one of the worst, right? It's still better than Fredden, I guess. It's upside. Can kill a battle, get value. Hangar Scrounger. It's good and limited. 2/1 for free. You get to Ramage at least once if it attacks. It's kind of hard for it to attack though since it has such bad stats. I mean, if you go 2-drop into that, that's really strong, right? It gets a counter. That's a good curve. And it filters your draw. That's really good aggressive cards. Cool cards. Making a treasure lets you cast a village rights. Yeah. Mike not dead, Liz just bothering me was unimportant stuff that can wait. Into the Fire. Red and 2 sorcery. Choose one. Into the Fire deals 2 damage to each creature of Planeswalker in battle. Put any number of cards on your bottom of your... I mean, I feel like they print cards like that all the time and they're never good. Put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. It's Valakut's Awakening. Instead of being a land, it's sorcery, and you get a power class. A decent power class that hits Planeswalkers in battle. I don't know. What do you think? Chandra in Lotus Field. Yes. Well, you only get the trigger once. Yeah, maybe. Maybe Chandra is a good one for Lotus Field. Does 2 damage line up well against anyone in Standard? Exactly 2 damage? Not really. I mean, he kills Fable, Blood Harvester. So this field does not want a 6-mana card. Do you think incremental damage to battles that you don't have to attack to flip might be something? A lot of aggro decks in Pioneer. I mean, isn't it better than Into the Fire? So the aggro decks in Pioneer, like their creatures grow out of range, or just 3 or 4 toughness. I don't know. I mean, there's Anger of the Gods. There's Brotherhood's End. These cards are already kind of bad. Exile all cards from your hand and draw that many cards on you may. So you draw cards and you can sell play the ones you've exiled. It's 4. So you play it, draw a bunch of cards. Let's say you exile a bunch of burn spells. You play the burn spells for value on your next turn. You burn it, and then you get that thing. That's discard a land card. Power of the World deals 2 damage to any target. Whenever you discard a land card, exile the top card. You may. Wow. I mean, that card feels like a bit like the 4-mana engines, the enchantments that you play it turn 5, play a land from old hand. Showdown, the mono red, the one you could sack, that you can only play cards from the top of your deck, all these cards, all these engines. Experimental Frenzy, I mean, it's pretty different, but it's still the same idea. I mean, I don't know, Invoke Despair is a thing. There's ways to get rid of it. Is there enough good burn spells at standards? I mean, I guess you don't have to burn it. You could just be a beatdown deck and have it be the top curve. Yeah, it's like a showdown. It's like a showdown of the Scald. I like that comparison. You want that card to be like top of your curve, probably the most expensive card in your deck. As it's all underwhelming if you top deck it and you have no cards in hand. That part's kind of bad. It's a bad top deck. It's really bad if you're out of gas. It's also good with a dinosaur. Problem with this card is only lands can be discarded. I mean, that's usually the cards you want to discard in your aggressive deck, right? When you flood. And also you snowball. Whenever you discard a land card, exile the top card value, you may play that card this turn. Even works with cycling lands. If the 2 damage not important. Maybe it's good in like Modern with Wrenn and 6. Is this a Modern playable card? Is it good to have many? Well, you don't have to build your deck around it. It can just be value, you know, kind of like late game engine. Or you could build your deck around it. Daily discard sounds like cycle and trigger it for divination. A yield has influence. What does that do? 4 mana plus 4 damage seems way too expensive for modern. I mean, it could just be your engine, right? It could just be your most expensive cards. You're doing other things before that. You're playing like Wrenn, Fable, Removal. And that card just, I mean, that card just pops off. Like in a mid-range type of deck. What about a Fire's deck? That doesn't work with Fires, right? You can't play exiled cards with Fires. They have to be in your hand. I mean, you could pay for them. It is kind of nice with Fires though, because you usually play a lot of cycling lands in your Fires deck. And then nah. I just want to flip 10 of these with Yorion. How do you consistently flip it? Lightning Bolt, Wrenn and 6, Burn, Creatures. You just played in a creature deck. Just, yeah. Probably not good enough. I see. I don't like that card. I don't know. I always like these cards, and then they usually don't end up being very good, though. Like almost good, but not quite. That card's kind of weird. Free damage, but then you have to attack it. Kill your own creatures. Gotta play some pro red creatures or some 4 toughness creatures with Miglos or something. I don't know. It's good with Miglos. You play it, Miglos Laves. You attack it, flip it. You have a 4/4 whenever you cast a spell. I mean, if you live the dream of just curving the 4/4 into an invasion, clearing the board, flipping it right away. I mean, can you imagine? Kill your corpse appraiser, kill your 2 creatures, get a 4/4. That's obscene. That's completely obscene. Yeah, I mean you're not gonna recover super easily. Is there anything but Miglos in Bangbuster somehow? That could work. Bangbuster turn 2. It's kind of bad with Fable. Contaminate or Miglos, yeah. Bangbuster, Contaminator, Miglos. How else would you build around it? Maybe it's just a sideboard card. Maybe it's not good enough to main deck and to build around. That could be an obscene sideboard card. You kind of already have the Elder Battle Dragon that also does something a little similar, a little more versatile maybe, but not as powerful, not as potentially powerful. Oh yeah, at least get some mention. Could be good in other formats too. I hate Planeswalkers too, yeah. Two mana. Two mana removal. Dragons. Deal at least 2 damage to anything. Card is kind of okay. One of the best battles. Worse, it's a stomp. All sorcery speed. Smoldering Egg Ring. Invasion of Mercadia. Is it playable? I just saw uncommon and I'm assuming uncommons one are just all terrible. 2 mana. When it enters a battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Oh. Okay. So it's what's its face? The enchantment we got not long ago. And then instead of having sack your creatures in haste, you get a battle with defense 4 that flips into Briefly Goblin, discard a card, great too. I mean, that card's fine. Bitter Reunion? Bitter Reunion or Invasion of Mercadia? Or just both? Seems okay in mono red. No, you want to abuse the discard part, right? It's like in your reanimator decks. Reanimator decks attracts all that stuff. Seems worse than Bitter Reunion in these kind of decks, but maybe not. Bitter Reunion, you don't always get value out of the sack ability. The flip's kind of meh, but Bitter Reunion's sack ability is kind of meh as well. Can you counter the siege once it's transformed? Think so? Yeah, you cast it. Does Unholy Heat targets battles? It doesn't, right? That would make that card much better. Because then you could play it in creativity and have your random Unholy Heat that's dead like turn into something good. Alright, is the other uncommon one good then too? Four damage to another target battle or opponent, and 1 damage to up to one target creature. Defense 5. Prowess 4/4. Oh, battle deck, battling your own battles. Finally, the Unholy Heat nerf we've been looking for. I think that's why they made battle, just to nerf Unholy Heat. All right, I need a quick break, chat. I just want to see if we were almost done with red, but it doesn't seem like we are. I'm gonna let you discuss. Let's see the next good card. 2/2 price, trample for 2. So you curve 2/2 and you can transform it, and you get a free trample ward prowess. Is that card good enough? Or not quite? Probably not quite, right? Because the front side is underwhelming, and then flip side is pretty heavy commitment. Think Khenra's good enough, really? In a burn deck, turn 1 Swift Spear. I mean, Trigger is a Fable, which is nice. Probably as good as Pride Dragon. Really? Yeah, 110 though. Any noteworthy card? Nothing like that for like, wow, slam dunk cards can be great. Probably the White Invasion has the highest potential. Could be like obscene or could be awkward, but like kind of hard to say. Nothing like. There's a lot of decent price creatures. Yeah, but you just want a few, right? Because then you want as many spells as possible. I mean, Sid's allied to Lightning Bolt, right? It's still really bad against Lightning Bolt and Unholy Heat. So that's kind of a non-starter. And then in Standard, it's probably not going to be good enough because Standard usually can't abuse prowess mechanic that well. Chandra is broken. Chandra is an insane finisher. I don't know if you can call any 6-mana card broken, though. Yeah, 3 mana bull, but you're still trading 3 mana for 5 mana. I don't know. The barrage, 1 mana kill Rafine, right? Spell can be countered, don't have to pay for ward. 1 red, sorcery, 1 damage target creature or planeswalker. It deals 5 damage instead of that target is white or blue. That's like a little nerf to the Legends deck. That's a pretty big deal. That's huge swing. 1 mana kill Rafine. I mean, 2 mana death value, but creates 2 for 2. Obviously, it's sorcery. Yeah. Can you main deck that card? Doesn't kill anything in Grixis, does it? Kills Corpse Appraiser, which is passable, I guess. You could main deck that card in standard, like 1 or 2 in your main deck, because it kills Corpse Appraiser. I guess it's, and against Ragdos, it kills Razorlash. You hate this card from a design's perspective? Really, why? Alright, I need like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I don't know if trivia is. I think Buck might be down. 2 minutes. Myself a snack. Oh, that was actually a bot working again. Alright, I mean, yeah, the barrage is going to be good. Be somewhat of a game changer for standards. What about in other formats? You already have some really good removal in older formats, right? And sorcery speed's probably worse. I guess you'll literally have Rending Volley in anything Pioneer and older. Are you better than Fry? No. Yeah, you have Fry and Rending Volley. It does kill an elf. In a specific meta. Kills the Liana of the Veil that goes minus right away. Kills. Maybe be a main deck card, I don't know. In Pioneer. Probably not though. Doesn't kill anything in the Ragdos deck. Sorceries feel bad. Yeah, but it's not as bad if you're playing Ragdos mid-range, right? Yeah, could be a good sideboard card, but probably better if you're on that effect. You may play that card this turn. 3 mana, sorcery, 5 damage. Kills Field Red, which is noteworthy. And the easiest is just sitting a land. Most likely you played on turn 4. You hope to reveal a land and you're like top. So let's say they go Fable, you untap, you kill the Fable token. Yeah, this turn makes it high, but it was pretty gross in the mid game, right? You need to get lucky though. You probably need to hit a land or something really cheap. You need to be killing like a Fable token or Cope's Appraiser. It could be good in mono red. Like the mono red deck, the way it was trying to beat a lot of decks after sideboard was just there might just be a good mono red mid range deck or 2-color red mid range deck that just has infinite 2-for-1s. And Nahiri's Warcrafting is just a fine one. Yeah, big reds. Helps you ramp a bit to Chandra. Helps you hit your land drops. I hate how inconsistent they are on the impulse draw timing. Why? I mean, obviously they can't make it the same for every card. Why would they narrow themselves in card design? I mean, Magic is not like a very simple game. And obviously you can't have this card would be way too good or probably too good if it was until your next turn, but some cards would be way too bad if it... I don't get it. You have to remember it's literally written on the cards. How do you have to remember anything? You can read your cards. You're being kind of unreal. Sounds like complaining for complaining sake if I've ever seen it. Sorry. 2 blue and red Elementor. Any deck that wants 2 tokens, creativity. There's probably better, right? Than its sorcery speed. All right. So let's see. Nahiri's Warcrafting. Sure. Why can't I type anymore? Like I'm like. Raphael thing is set. Okay, someone was asking for a limited set review, or asking if I was going to make a limited set review. Well, Raph is making one right now. Hopefully, he has his VODs enabled. I have my VODs up for anyone to watch. They say on Twitch for 30 days, so if you miss bits or want to go back or whatnot, go for it in 2x at some point. They'll be just twitch.tv/shellhatch/videos. All right, new questing beast, right? 4/4 trample haste for 4. Dinosaur gets +2/+0 whenever it deals command damage to an opponent. It deals damage to target planeswalker that player controls or battle that players protect. That card's good. It's not legendary, so you can just play multiples when you draw multiples, which sometimes was a downside with questing beast. It tramples. Card seems fine. We talked about it when it gets full. I don't remember. I think we ended up deciding it was probably a little underwhelming. Just probably worse than the Raiju, Thundering Raiju at 4. I would say in most aggressive decks, right? So maybe not that exciting of a card, but could see a bit of play. Depends if battle see play. Yeah, I mean, if you can curve that into a battle, or same, it's good wisdom. Turn 4 that, and then turn 5 you play the battle that deals free damage to all creatures and planeswalkers, and you get to flip it right away. It's kind of sick. Hellish Norn plus battles. Battles will see play. Some will see play for sure. Some are pretty good. Stoke the Flames is back. Was it played last time around in Standards? I think it was played a little bit, but I can't remember what the decks look like. Does anyone remember what the Stoke the Flames deck looked like? A lot was Rabble Master, Red White, Jeskai. Oh yeah, it was Monastery Mentor, right? Even goblins, monks. What about this time around? I guess Mono Red would probably play Stoke the Flames, right? Just cause. Oh yeah, there was a lifelink prowess 2-drop. Yeah. I mean, Stoke the Flames probably not going to be a game changer, but maybe it pushes some of the red burn decks over the top. Obviously, a lot of the battles have exactly 4 counters. Urabrask. I definitely overrated the last Urabrask. I thought it might have potential, and it basically never saw play. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be insane. I don't think that's what I said, but I was like, oh, could be. I always get all excited about these like late game engines that could snowball and stuff, but you don't put a QB so far for standard. I could put it. It's like kind of whatever. It doesn't seem like it's anything special, but it's fine. It's okay power level. It's pretty good. It's arguably better than Questing Beast. So yeah. No, maybe I'm even though it's a white battle, just white red. Yeah, the white and red battles have been the best ones so far. Someone was saying Urabrask was the best. Yeah, I don't even know what it does. 4/4 first strike for 4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, or Urabrask deals 1 damage to target opponent, add a red. I mean, not the most exciting ability. Red. Exile Urabrask and return it to battlefield. Transfer activate only as a sorcery, and only if you've cast 3 or more instant or sorcery spells this turn. Okay. I mean, how are you supposed to even trigger that? Super Bergie? Is that the exact... Bergie is any spell, right? You get the mana? I mean, 4/4 first strike for 4 is like fine-ish. Flip. The Great War deals 3 damage to target opponent and each creature they control. Not bad. 2. Create free treasure tokens. Until end of turn, you may cast instant and sorcery spells from any graveyard. Oh no, the 2 is create free treasure tokens. And then the 3 is until end of turn, you may cast instant and sorcery spells from any graveyard. A spell cast this way to be put in a graveyard, exile it instead, exile the Great Wars, and return it to the battlefield. Do the others do that? I didn't even read them till the end. So, exile the origination. Oh, I didn't even realize. The great work. Seems so hard to flip. And the rest seems kind of underwhelming. How are you ever supposed to flip it? Does Twin Cast plus a 1 mana spell work? No, you don't cast the copies, I don't think so. Easy to flip with Chandra? Yeah, because you're really doing poorly if you untap with Chandra and Urabrask, I mean, and a 4-drop in play. That's not a very good argument. Oh, I was supposed to do something, and I never did. Give me a sec. Alright. I was supposed to message Liz's brother, just let him know that his parents arrived fine and everything, and I completely forgot. She asked me to do that like 2 hours ago. Alright, I don't know. I'm not impressed by Urabrask. I don't think it's good. Alright, that's the new fire prophecy, right? Volcanic Spite deals 3 damage to target creature.
The genius of Gabriel
battle.
Nassif.
You may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your array. If you do, draw cards. Obviously, that card's gonna see play. Finale of Promise. I mean, I don't know. And tapping was a 4-mana 4/4. There's a rare backup creature. That's the rare one, the red one. 1/1 for red and 2 Vamp Warrior. Sack this creature, deals damage equals to its power to any targets, and back up 2. Doesn't seem very good, does it? Because itself is just a 1/1. Elena. Finale of Promise is more of a payoff card, not an enabler. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to, like... Durin does 20 damage with Yargle. What? How big is Yargle? 86 or something? Wrenn's Resolve. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play these cards. Is that exactly the other one? Is that a reprint? Yeah. These cards are fine. Go to his prowess too. Reckless Impulse, yeah. And I guess you could add it to the list. Man, Red has a lot of potentially playable cards. Doesn't seem like anything busted. Probably nothing that has the potential of invasion, but... I think Mangu was talking about that card for Pauper. You get 2 of these for Pauper now. Alright, green. Ancient Imperials are 7 mana, convoke 6/6 trample war 2. When it enters...